It's Brian Kohatsu. Look at it, my man. Good morning.
What's up, Dawson? Good morning. Good evening to you.
Oh, this is strange. The 8 hour difference is definitely really strange for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's all
Yes,
right. You're living your best day. I'm starting my day, my best day.
That's awesome. No, Brian, it's been so long, and also, well, it hasn't been that long. I talked to you last week, so
Yeah. But we'll pretend it's been a really long time.
Yeah, we'll
Oh
pretend
my
it's been
God,
I don't know. Actually, a lot has happened since the
grown
last
up
time.
so much.
Yeah, exactly. A lot has happened since the last time that we talked, and but I want to first have the listeners. You're not only a stand-up comedian, but you're also my Japanese father. So,
Correct.
yes, and I wanted to start out with well, first, how did we meet?
We met at an open mic, as most comics do. You know what? I know this is for the viewers. There we go. All right. I mean, sure,
Wow,
you should be on this side. Anyway, that doesn't make any sense to the podcast.
this feels great.
The listeners who are just listening to the podcast and not the video. So edit all that out. Anyways, we met at open mic like most comics do. I was working at the club that night, running the DJ booth. You went up, and it was a group of just unruly comics doing all kinds of different material. And then you went up like a shiny new penny. Hi, I'm Dawson, and I'm a Christian. And you stuck out and you shined the light of Jesus on everybody that night. And then you won that whole crowd over, which was just amazing to me. So, so you stuck out that night. And so then I went over and introduced myself and said, hello, I'm your Japanese father. And we've been friends since.
Yes, that's exactly how it went.
That's the short story.
No, it is crazy how God works though, because I just arrived to Phoenix, and I saw Stir Crazy open mic. I didn't know much of it. During that time, I was just blessed to be able to get on the open mic list because I saw how quick it was.
Yeah, it was hard. Back then, it was hard to get on.
It really was. And so I just quickly signed up, and I was like, oh, this is great. And so I went there, and it was, when I first walked in, it was a new experience for me because I went to a couple of open mics previously in Phoenix, and I was like, it was like mostly comedians and that kind of stuff, and it was like in a bar. But I was like, this is like a legit club, and I was impressed because I never seen it before. And yeah, I went up on stage, and I didn't know, I didn't see you immediately because you were back behind the booth. You were working back there, doing the sound.
I try to stay invisible.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Most people still don't see me, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, you're the man back there because I'm very particular. Every stand-up comedian should be particular of how much time they do on stage. You know, you get what 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
3.
That's crazy. Yeah, you get 3 minutes.
3.
If you bring your Uber driver or something like that, you can get an extra couple of minutes or something.
Yeah, if you bring 3 to 5 Uber drivers, you get a few more minutes.
Exactly. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Man, if I would have known that.
He's trying to do that. Yeah. Just come in.
Just invite, yeah. Oh, I got 2 guys that I just found. I just asked them to come and they joined me. And I was like,
yeah,
great. But no, I was grateful to not meet you in the improper way first, where you would light me off stage because I went over.
True. Yeah.
That would have been quite awkward. Because I think that night the previous 2 people went over their time.
I think you're right. I do think you're right. So yeah, we so the idea I came up with, which is it's absolutely genius and nobody should steal this idea, is when somebody goes over their time, then I play Wham's Careless Whisper, because the very strong saxophone that comes on is it's pleasant and it's pushy at the same time, and no comic really gets mad that they're getting played off at that point. They start to laugh because they realize most of them are like, I hate this song. So but it resonates with them anytime they hear it. They think they're getting played off, so it's kind of good. So I'm taking full credit. I've said this in the past. Many people have tried to take credit for that. That's all me. 100% me. My thing.
All right.
I have a deep connection with Wham anyway.
Yes, I know you have a deep connection. It's awesome. Like,
It's a weird connection.
It is. Well, I have never heard something like that before. Like usually someone's like lighting you, and then whenever they're trying to get you off stage, and then like waving it, and then eventually they just come up and pull the mic away from you.
Or they cut the mic, they cut the lights, they'll play the song again that you came up to maybe, or to drown you out. All those things. We kind of give a gentle nod, and most people get it. Like I said, most people when they're going, they hear it, they're like, oh. They start laughing, and they're like, "Sorry, that's my time," and then they leave. Last night I had to play 2 people off, and same thing. They're like, "Oh, is that the time? I didn't see the light." Yeah, you never see the light after we've told you 9 times where it is.
Okay, I think it's especially now, and I know what you do behind the booth. I think it's really funny now when people say they don't see the light, because I've seen the light. And it's pretty bright. It's in your face. Like even in the crowd, you can see the light gleaming off their face.
The room is pitch black, first of all. If you're on stage, you can't see the audience as it is. So if you see a beacon of a light, any light in the background come up that's not white, it's a yellow light, and then the red light. I mean, what, you think your order's ready? I mean, what else is going on there? I mean, I don't know.
Well, also I gotta give credit where credit's due. You do give some comics, or actually a lot of the comics, a lot of grace, because they'll be going on, and then you go, well, man, I've taken the flashlight and put it in their face like 12 times by now, and they still have not.
Well, we had a woman who was 81 the other day.
Yes.
I lit her. She didn't get off, and then I was like, okay. So I gave her a little bit of grace to finish the joke she was on. She finished. She got a huge laugh. I played the music, and then she started jumping up and down going, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I was like, oh my gosh. So out of respect, she's 81 years old. I turned the music down. She kept going. She did 2 minutes and 35 seconds over her time. And because when you're 81 years old and you're doing comedy, apparently time isn't precious to you. Because you're just wasting everyone else's. So I don't know how that works. That joke was told opposite. Anyways, she should understand when time's running out.
We got exactly.
So, but then like last night there was a guy, or 2 weeks ago there was a guy who had a really bad stutter problem.
Okay.
And he was in the middle of a joke, and I thought, I can't do it. I can't play off a stutterer, because obviously his set will be longer just because of the stuttering. And he was doing okay, so I let him go to 4 minutes, and I didn't play him off. I'm not the villain here, Dawson.
No,
I'm the hero. I'm the hero.
That's why I'm having you explain it, because I think a lot of people, especially comedians and stuff like that, they were like back there like, oh, that guy plays me off, and the guy I'm like, you don't understand. I've been back there with him. He is giving you some grace. All right. And
unless you make me mad for doing something stupid pre-show, then, because a lot of times, I mean, you've seen me in the back. I'm ready on that light.
Oh yeah.
When it hits 3, click, and then I grab the flashlight and I've got the song all queued up. Like you go 10 seconds after, boom, I'm gonna hit it.
I'm not. No, you look like a military person about to break down a door. Back there, you're like SEAL Team 6, and then you just light them in the face. You're like gotta get off.
It's like I've had a couple people this year like, hey bro, I brought 3 people. No one told me. No one told me. I don't know who your people are. I don't know where they're sitting. I don't know if you're lying to me right now.
And it turns out they're not even a comic.
Yeah.
They're just some guy. Dude, I just brought 3 guys. What? No way.
The trick is, and don't do this, people, is you go and you just randomly go in and you start talking to strangers. Hi, how you guys doing? How come you came out tonight? You just fans of comedy? And then you tell somebody later on, you walk away, then you go tell the host, oh, those are my friends. And they think you brought more people.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that. See, look at that. Here first.
And there's somebody that does do that, another comic who I will not say their name, but they're old. They're 82 years old. And and they live in Arizona.
So they know what they're doing. But
Uh-huh.
that's awesome. But so how long have you been doing stand up for?
September officially will be 15 years.
15. And then improv's
about 17 and a half, almost 18 years.
Man, that's over half my life. That's crazy.
But what's crazier is I didn't start till I was I'm old now, but I started when I was old.
Hey, that right there is just a testament to my generation that it's never too late to start something.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, I got caught up in it too. It's like, oh, I got to start at this time and I got to do this and be committed to this and I have to. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, if my 20s wither away, then it's done for me. I can't progress in society or I can't do anything at this point.
But my biggest piece of advice I could give is that, when you're starting comedy young, like when you're in your 20s, you haven't experienced a ton of life yet, I mean, you're pretty well traveled on a pretty hard road a few times. But you come out the other side. But a lot of people haven't experienced a lot in life, so they get up and they have nothing to talk about, Yeah. And I was 41 when I started stand up, and I had stuff to talk about. I was married, I had kids at that point, I've had several dogs. I've had a business, still have that same business. I just have stuff to pull from in my life and life experiences to talk about. And opinions, like I did a show down at U of A when I was first starting out, and there was a lot of college kids going up on stage, and one kid, super long hair, he just got up and he doesn't know anything about life. So his jokes literally were like, my dad, ugh. And then you walk across stage, you walk across the other part of the stage and go, I had to do laundry today. Ugh. And then you walk across the stage, and that was it. And I thought, this kid's great.
I mean, for not knowing what he was, for not having much content there and him just doing that, it was all actions. So
that are, they talk about relationships that they've had, and it's just like, your little relationship you had when you were in high school, that didn't work out into your early 20s, because you decided to become a comic and then she actually went to law school. I get it. It's cute, but it's not. Of course, we all saw it wasn't going to work out. So, there's no depth to the story, I feel horribly for you because you should have hung on to that relationship.
No, yeah, and it's even worse too when they tell it on stage and then it turns out that they make themselves look bad, and then you're like, oh, you just kind of want to go grab them coffee afterwards and then invite them to church or something. You're like, hey, yeah, you just come with me.
I saw a kid one time get up and he did 3 jokes. One was disgusting. The second one was still disgusting, but mildly less disgusting about going to the bathroom. And then the third one too had to do with going to the bathroom. And then he said, the most honest thing I've ever heard from anybody. He said, well, that's my time. I'm only 20. I don't really know much. And then he walked off stage, and I thought, dude, that's the most true statement out of all of it.
Honesty.
That's the life he had lived, So what are you gonna do? So.
No. Speaking of the bathroom, you've traveled around doing comedy. Look, no, I know it's a great transition. You have I'm not kidding. This is what I'm getting into. Okay, I used a bathroom today, but it was a private. It was weird. It's something I've never seen before. So living in Finland, Europe, it's a lot of different changes, but I had to use the bathroom really bad. And so I use the public transportation a lot. And so therefore, I feel weird going into businesses or restaurants. And I was like really trying to find a place. And it was really early in the morning, so a lot of these businesses were closed. But there was just a section where there was a building, and it was just a private bathroom. And you paid €1.50 to go in there.
Okay.
Scan your little debit card, and it's just a bathroom. There's a men's section and a women's section. And
Did you go there to urinate? Sorry, keep going.
oh, I'm not a fan of using public restrooms, but I was like, wow, this is great. This is the best €1.50 I've ever spent.
Wow, really?
It really was. I mean, because I'm all for people like I'm having to pay to use a public bathroom, just like €1 or something like that, just because like the reason why I asked is because you've probably been to some pretty disgusting bathrooms while you've traveled, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me your worst one. What's the
Traveling locally.
okay? What's the worst bathroom that you've been to? Like,
Worst. Oh, it's coming. I was driving between Phoenix and Vegas,
okay,
and a little side note on this: I was not feeling well. So,
of course, yeah. That's
uh,
always.
I will say this: when my wife and I had our son, we had to go through Lamaze class. You know, the breathing exercises.
Okay,
That's what got me from point A to point B was a lot of breathing. I was just like, I had my own contractions going. Anyways, I went into this restroom and I won't describe it, but it was just like, I felt like it was abandoned. I mean, it was like a store / restaurant kind of place, but the only place in the middle of nowhere. And this is how bad it was. I went in there and it was disgusting, beyond disgusting, and not working correctly. And as bad as I was feeling and really had to go, I said, nope. And
exactly.
I got back in my car and I just started breathing again. So, and that's for me, that's a 5.5 hour drive. And I made it because, it was so disgusting. I'm like, you got this. Don't submit yourself to that ever again. But that is hands down, I think, the worst restroom I've ever seen.
No, ladies, here's the thing. I can't, men can't relate on pregnancy pains, but I would say probably the closest that we'll ever get to like, cramping, and stuff like that is like to get to y'all's level is like when we're in the car and really have to go and we have held ourselves back from the multiple atrocities that we have seen.
Just real quick, what's this podcast about?
Everything.
I think I was misinformed. I thought I didn't know this was about restrooms.
Oh, it's just we're having a great time here, Brian.
We'll tell you the funniest graffiti I've ever seen in a restroom.
Yeah,
I was in Texas. I was driving to Dallas, and stopped in the middle of nowhere somewhere, and on the wall was written, "Toy Story 2 was just okay."
That's
Felt it was an honest review.
Well, as a movie guy yourself, you saw that and you're
Yeah.
like, huh, you know what? I can agree to that.
There was a lot of other graffiti, but that's the one that I went, informative, easy to read,
Well, living in Helsinki, I'm surprised by the amount of graffiti that I have seen here. Like, not even just in bathrooms, like on buildings and stuff like that. Like, it's not even good either. No, it's not. It's just like,
well done at least.
there's just the word hugs on the side of a building I saw today. Just hugs. And I think it was a McDonald's. And I just saw it was just hugs. And it was okay graffiti. Like, they were at least seasoned in their, efforts. But
Just young kids like, Ulin, watch this.
Exactly.
Hugs, go. And then they ran away. They're like, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, well, at least it was a good reminder. I saw that.
At least it's helpful.
Yeah, it will be the Toy Story 3 thing, and then like I saw that and I was like, you know what? I gave my wife a hug immediately after that. It was like we had a nice moment. I was like, you know what? Thanks to those, people who just went and tagged it.
Yeah,
it was nice.
So when I did my dry bar special and I went to Utah,
yes.
The hotel was right around the corner from the club. So I was walking because I'm a health nut.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm walking and I'm across the street waiting for the light to change, and I noticed there's a public drinking fountain right next to me. Which Phoenix, we don't have those. Which you would think we would because it's so hot here, but the water would be like scalding. But anyway, I noticed this public drinking fountain, and I looked at it, and I noticed there was graffiti in the little bowl, and I looked at it, and again, remember, this is Utah. It said, "Eat dirt." I thought, ooh,
Ooh.
somebody's controversial.
Yeah.
Eat dirt. That's what I laughed and said, "Yep, you're in Utah."
Exactly. No, now it made you angry enough to make a Facebook post about it, probably.
Exactly. How dare these kids? Who are the parents? This is
Yeah.
what's wrong with society.
Yeah, this generation of kids.
This generation doesn't respect even dirt.
Oh no, you know, as soon as I moved to Helsinki, I joined the community Facebook page. I don't know what they're saying, but I can just guess by pictures. But
Pictures tell 1,000 words
oh, exactly.
in any language.
Oh, trust me, because it's all in Finnish. But yeah, you know, at the same time, I'm going in the comments section still. I'm like, oh, that parent's angry. Oh, I can tell. Oh, dude, I'm in there like meet the Kulu. Yeah, I'm just throwing in things.
I like the parents of those other guys. They find the spray paint, and they're like, "Really, hugs?" I drove by that McDonald's. I saw what you wrote. You know, for some reason too, when you said it, when you were telling me it said hugs, I thought for some reason it's in like a powder blue. I don't know what color it was, but it just seems like it would be a nicer color too.
There was one that was in a powdered blue, so I mean, it was. But this one I was talking about in particular, I think it was red.
So. Eat dirt, oddly enough, was kind of in a brownish color.
Okay, so at least they stuck with a contrast theme. You know,
True.
art is subjective. So
and they did the font though. They did the correct font, that kind of graffiti font.
Oh, really?
Oh, I thought you were about to say, they did a Times New Roman.
They were like hardcore Utah Mormons that wrote that. Eat dirt.
Speaking of which, have you ever had a Mormon knock on your door?
Oh yeah.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
And I open my door and say hi.
I offered them coffee and see if they
There you go.
Yeah.
I offered to pump their bicycle tires up. Straighten their ties. No. I a few years back I had a couple guys come, and then we were having a nice little conversation, and we turned out we had some mutual friends, and as a guy I used to do comedy with, and they go, "Oh yeah, we know him." And we started talking. Then they got all fascinated with the comedy world, and then they forgot they were Mormons, and then they just walked away.
Yeah, they were like, "Wow, that was a great conversation."
They gave up on me.
No, I thought it was just because I was in a bad neighborhood. Because you know the neighborhood I was living in before I lived with you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You didn't get any walk-ups?
Oh no, they knocked on my door all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. I just was like, well,
to them, they probably thought it was a third world country based on where you were living.
Oh, for sure.
In Arizona.
I don't know how many houses they're knocking on in Scottsdale is what I'm saying. You know?
They were like scared. They're like, let's just get in and get out. Let's get out of here.
They were kind of standoffish though. They like knocked on the door and they took like a couple steps back.
Yeah. Well, you know, my neighborhood's not scary.
Oh no, that's what I was asking, because I was like, I just thought they would be more touring around just bad neighborhoods, which wouldn't make sense. But
yeah, whoever gets my neighborhood, wow, they're living a pretty charmed life at that point. I mean, they're not going to get yelled at. You know, they're probably going to get hugged on, loved on, probably some cookies and some drinks. You know, not coffee, obviously.
Oh no, that is actually interesting. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I don't even know how they even work with the routes. Like, is it kind of like bus routes or something like that? You just get a random route that day and you're like, oh no, I'm in that area.
You know what's interesting though to me? Again, what's this podcast about?
Oh, dude.
I had a guy come to my door who was selling solar. I've had a guy selling solar.
Was he a solar Mormon?
Solar Mormon, and then there was a exterminator Mormon. But they're down here doing their mission, but they're also being reps for these companies, which makes sense because they're used to going door to door.
I love this. That makes
absolute
sense.
truth when I tell you that. These guys would come, like, I think they. Whoop. That was weird. What happened? Okay.
Mormons.
More. They know we're talking about. Shout out to the Mormons that are watching. We love
No, it is crazy though. Solar Mormons. That's like
because we just got talking. I think this guy had finished his, his missions trip and everything else, but then there was some kind of weird thing he was talking about where they almost are recruited to come down for X amount of time and do the door to door.
Huh?
I don't know.
So if they fail their pitch, they
mushroom coffee, by the way.
Oh man, I got my regular cup of coffee.
If you're watching right now, now's a good time for a coffee break.
Oh, it's perfect time.
See, now yours is hot though, right?
Mine's hot.
You're drinking a hot coffee, right?
I'm drinking hot coffee.
Actually, it's been pretty good here. We're only today's gonna be 109, but the mornings have been like 80. It's been great. Like cold. That's awesome. Cold in the morning. So I'm still good.
It's starting to get cold here. Nothing crazy, but
this summer I've gotten on a cold coffee kick.
Cold coffee?
Yeah. I never liked iced coffee and stuff like that, but I started drinking it a lot this year. So I have my daughter to blame. Kia, your stepsister? I don't know what she is to you.
Well, just admit it.
You're quarter Japanese sister.
Exactly.
I'm your Japanese dad. She's your quarter Japanese.
Yeah, ni hao.
It's Chinese, but anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Ni hao.
Well, actually, speaking of which, is it true that your dad died because he got stepped on by Godzilla?
It's absolutely true, and I wish you wouldn't make so much fun of it.
No.
If you gotta go, that's the most honorable way to go.
That's probably one of my favorite jokes that you have told. You haven't even told it on stage. I don't think you told it.
I've told it on stage. It used to.
Not when I was there.
Oh no, I used to in my early days. I used to tell it.
I love that joke so much.
It's a little hacky for me. That's why I don't do it anymore.
Hacky? Oh,
I know. That's a clean comedy show joke for sure.
Well, yeah, because in the other open mic, it just no one knows who Godzilla is.
Thank goodness the movies came back.
Oh yeah.
I told that joke actually during a time when the Godzilla films were kind of gone from the U.S. market. Nobody cared anymore.
Man. But I lived with you for 6 months. 6 months. How was it? Now you can give me an honest review.
It's the best 6 months of my life.
It was? What?
Fun? I thought we had fun.
If I was on a renting website, how many stars would you give me?
I'd give you 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. What's the other half? What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Talk to my wife.
I knew it was Carrie. I knew it. I probably
you know where the dishwasher is, right?
Oh no. Was that? Oh, you've never told me this.
Between you and my kids, yeah, that's always her pet peeve. I have to tell you this real quick though. So I filed an extension on my taxes for this year. Oh. So I'm really behind. Don't judge me. But anyways, it's the first time ever.
I'm 24.
Yeah. Whatever.
File an extension.
Whatever taxes are for you. Anyways, I'm going through like the months, and then I've gotten to the months where you came to live with us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I could see on my Visa, my debit card, like the In-N-Out Burger charges suddenly have started to appear, and I'm like, oh yeah. I realized this is when Dawson came to live with us, because like prior to that, I would go to In-N-Out maybe every quarter,
So Brian, I haven't filed my United States taxes yet either. I filed an extension because I'm out here, so it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is you can file me as a dependent, and I will give you my W-2s.
We'll see.
Dude, just be like, just put the In and Out as like a business thing, and then just say that this Dawson kid. I mean, I had to. And it's like a, you know,
Worst
Like,
case,
I was-
charitable donation.
charitable donation. There you go.
I sponsored a child.
You sponsored, yes. So all that In and Out will just be right back in your pocket, baby.
It's gonna be
Yeah, I
great.
have the one kid I sponsor in Colombia, and then I have one who was in Phoenix.
Exactly.
No, man. I man, those In and Out days, man. Those were great. Going and getting food late in the night afterwards.
So the running gag around here is when we drive by the mall and we go by the Circle K where I used to drop you off for the bus stop.
Okay.
So, which is actually the movie theater we go to also, but right around the corner from it. But every time we go, so let me backtrack real quick. My mom, when my dog died, was actually my dog. Then I gave it to my mom after I moved out. But my mom,
Okay.
when that dog died, she would like get just too crazy over the dog. So she would always like, if you mention the dog's name, which was Woody, she'd be like, Woody, right? It's ridiculous. Anyways, when we drive by the Circle K, I always go, Dawson.
And you put your
Laughs every time I do it. Dawson. So we used to go to the Circle K. I can't even go here anymore. I don't even go here anymore. I can't.
No.
You know what's crazy? Did I tell you this?
What?
Right up the street, they built the In-N-Out burger. There's an In-N-Out. They built an In-N-Out and a Cane's on the corner up here.
Brian, when I come to visit, we got to go and do that.
The In-N-Out technically isn't open yet. I think it opens in about a month, but for sure, I'll send you some pics.
Okay. You definitely have to let me know how that goes.
Crazy, you moved and then like, man, everything came here.
That, of course, yeah. I bet the public transportation got better too. I bet you wouldn't even have to drop me off anymore.
It's not even transportation. We're in tubes. You just stand on a platform and it takes you wherever you want in the city. It's great.
Really? Oh.
It's like the Jetsons around here.
How did it feel to know that you...
Yeah, you know, my Element died. Now I have like this little hovercraft thing. It's like, great. You can go anywhere you want. It's great.
I'm happy that you did get a new car, though. I am, but I do miss the Element, poor thing.
I miss the Element. I missed it yesterday dearly for some reason. I don't know why. I had a thought in my head and I was like, And then I went, Element.
That's great.
I feel like that car, to some reason, was like a talk show. All the people who sat in the seat next to me that I talked to over the years. I mean, even my father was alive when I got the vehicle. My dad's been gone 21 years, 20 years, 20 and a half years.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like one of the first people to ride in that car with me. So, I mean, there's been just a slew of like, I just feel like my next guest driving with me, it's like, you may remember him from the open mic, ladies and gentlemen, Dawson Thomas.
Yeah, well, it is cool too, because whenever I do need to get out of the car, you do play Careless Whisper to get me out.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Like, I know it's my cue.
Sorry.
Flashing my headlights. Okay, let's go.
Go, baby.
Hurry up, Dawson. How did it feel to drive me 15 minutes to my bus stop just to know I had another 2-hour journey to my job?
Sometimes I felt guilty. Like, you could take them the whole way, but then like, that's a really long way. And then to come all the way back. So,
I assumed that you would feel kind of bad because like the first few times that you dropped me off, I was like, I think Brian in the back of his mind does feel bad that he drops me off for only 15 minutes and then.
But it woke me up. It gave me something to do in the morning versus just sleeping in. I mean, I really slept in that much anyway. Like today, I was still up by 6:30, I think 6 or 6:30.
That's awesome.
I mean, well, the kids are back in school now. So did I tell you Kai's going back to school?
Kai's going back to school?
Kai's my son, everybody. He's going back. He's going to Huntington University, which is right down the street from your Circle K and the movie theater.
What's he doing? Is he doing film?
He's doing film. So they have it's a Christian school, but they have a digital media track.
That's cool.
And they have like a medical thing too. It's like they do this weird little tiny medical thing, and then the rest of the place is like a film studio thing. There's like one room that has like a skeleton in it, and then the rest is just all production stuff. It's really funny. But yeah, he just started this week, so he's loving it. Kia started back this week too, so kids are back in school, so they're up early. So again, I'm always up. I can't sleep in anymore. So you tell from the bags under my eyes. So, but yeah, I mean, even I get home late still, from the club, but then I still get mom up early. So,
I mean, just all around 24/7.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah. I make myself available too much to the world.
Well, I mean, my thing is that you are the man. All right. Whenever you did come pick me up from those apartments, and I had those 3 trash bags and a backpack, I mean, you don't understand.
Listen, I know you needed to get out of there. Was it wrong for me to wear a cape? Sure. But I showed up anyways. And we grabbed your luggage and your garbage bags, and we moved you in. So
yes, and my t-shirt cannon. We can't forget that.
And your t-shirt cannon, of course.
How wild was it that whenever you picked me up, you're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "That's my t-shirt cannon."
Honestly, because I remember you doing the joke about that you'd bought a t-shirt cannon. And I thought, oh, it's just, that's funny. It's just a joke somebody's telling, And then when you had one, I'm like, what? And not only that, you had like a good one.
Oh, dude, stadium
An assault rifle, man. That thing was heavy. You probably have the best t-shirt cannon anybody could ask for.
Yeah, on hand. Yeah, right. I'm ready to pull it out in Finland. Is what I'm saying. Did
you bring it with?
Oh yeah, it's here. It got to.
You got it through customs?
Oh, so I put it in my suitcase, and it went under, and no one touched it. I don't know how that works. I really don't. I guess if you put it under the plane, you can bring anything.
Were you able to get are you able to buy CO2 cartridges and everything there?
Well, there's a paintball place down the road, so I'm able to do all that, but it was pretty shocking that I got through there pretty clear. I was worried about it, and I was like, do I have to go up there? And actually, I asked them. I was like, hey, there's a t-shirt cannon in my suitcase. And they looked at me and they were like, a what? And I was like,
and they went, whatever.
Yeah. Well, because there's usually, if someone brings guns on a plane, or not on a plane, but like if to put it under, like they have to they have to like put a tag, declare it. They have to put a tag on it or something. So I thought I had to declare this thing, but apparently,
I think it's probably the way you did it. I declare there's a t-shirt cannon in this suitcase. They're like, what was that? Could just go.
Why did he Seinfeld this?
I don't know why he Seinfelded it. What's the deal with the bottom of the plane? You can bring anything. There was a man with a tiger. Who brings a tiger on a plane? I don't know. Sorry. It's early here. I'm not awoke.
No, but I'm happy that I could bring it. Switch sides again.
Interesting. There you go.
There we go. But no, I was happy that I could bring that t-shirt cannon for sure. But no, it
feels like such an American thing.
Yeah.
I don't see many Europeans walking around.
No, I actually made my t-shirt cannon joke on here in Finland, and there was a couple of people who came up to me after the show and asked me what a t-shirt cannon was, and I showed them a picture of it on Google, and they're like, "That's a thing?" I was like, "I'm surprised that like your soccer stadiums, or as they say here, football."
Be the guy.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like they have these events here, and I would be the guy.
Yeah.
Like, just shoot
t-shirts and stands.
Dawson Cannons Inc.
I know. I just need to make enough money to be able to just shoot free t-shirts. That's my goal. I don't know why. I've had the goal for a year and a half. Well, actually 2 years now. I've had the goal of being able to make enough money to be able to set some of it aside to make free t-shirts with some gospel message on it and just shoot it. and in public.
Like a sniper.
I'm- Put a scope on it. Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
In a bell tower.
Yeah, just
Somebody's gonna misconstrue what we're talking about right now.
exactly. Someone's gonna AI it up.
It's all in fun, people.
Exactly. Well, no, I would be putting the news.
Oh,
Like-
there you are.
Oh, finally.
When did you get here?
Yeah, I'm in the Helsinki news. Some kid,
American
sniped,
American in bell tower.
sniped.
This is
No,
4
it's a-
people with t-shirts.
How would that? Yeah, how the just yeah, hit somebody with a 80-20 blend, knocked him out.
No Indian cotton here.
No,
100%.
he couldn't get that mad.
20.
Yeah.
80-20 is very comfortable, by the way.
I'm telling you, I would always, if I was going to shoot somebody up close with a t-shirt, Kenny, it would be with high quality, so they couldn't get that mad.
Yeah.
You know.
Again, what's this podcast about?
Anything, Brian. It's just to get to know you. It's our relationship, okay? This is why. I mean, let me see here. What do I have any other questions? Like I wrote down some different questions from the last time that we tried. Let's see here.
Is that cat? I just heard.
Yeah, that is the cat. I think the cat's a little mad right now.
Did we step on it?
I don't know. But I think I don't know what her problem is. That's a whole new experience too, because Europeans love cats. I don't know why, but
That's what separates us from the Europeans.
I don't know. All I know,
We're such dog people here in the United States. And we have think about it. If you have a cat here, usually crazy cat woman term comes up next. You know. I don't know.
well, I don't know. People walk them on leashes here. I mean, it's just a whole other kind of realm.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, she's all right. She'll make it just fine. Actually, I tried to be nice to this cat as much as I possibly can because I do like the cat. I haven't been much around cats, but I found a stick, a pretty nice size stick, and I sanded it down, and I did my own DIY project of making this cat its own cat tree. Has not touched it once.
Huh.
Has not touched it. I was like, what? Okay.
This is
Ungrateful.
No, this was like my tribute into the family. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'm marrying your owner, and so here's my gift to you. I was being respectful, and I can't even exactly
Cat pole.
cat pole.
And they were like, is this something that Americans do? This is weird.
Oh.
I mean, you didn't build a box and put carpet on it?
No, I tried. I actually tried.
Cat apartments, you know?
Yes. Okay.
I feel like I should go grab my dog just because you guys had such a horrible relationship.
We did not. I thought we had a few good times.
Yeah, he grew into I think he grew into liking you.
Exactly, but he always barked whenever I walked in. It was always like, "Huh."
He's much easier going now. I will say that. It's really strange. On the last year, he's mellowed quite a bit.
Okay.
He still
That's-
barks like a crazy person, but
That's good to know.
not as much.
Well, do you have a favorite memory of us? Okay, so it's like what would you consider like a good time? What was a favorite memory of us two just hanging out?
I thought CCA was
pals.
great. That's in the house or anywhere. CCA I thought was
Anywhere.
first kind of memory because it was the first when we took the road trip with Mike and we did shows and we were traveling and we got to go to Kentucky and then we got to go to Tennessee and we drove through Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
And then we went to Indiana and then we were staying on that farm in Kentucky. That was cool.
Yeah.
We got the strawberries right out of the field. Yeah.
Right out of the field.
That was a good trip. I mean, that was a fun trip just hanging out. My gosh, late into the evening, just talking comics, just talking shop is the best thing ever.
It really is. It really was nice. CCA. That's what I was gonna say was probably my favorite. I mean, honestly, it sounds cliche because I'm just like kind of bouncing right off of you, but that was the first time that we genuinely got to know each other.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip. It was a long trip. Yeah, we got to do a lot. We got to perform. We did the conference. We hung out. I mean, there's nothing better than being on the road, traveling and just talking. I mean, plus, like I said, plus in the evenings, we all talked into the evening anyway, and then meet a bunch of other comics too. It was good. It was a good time.
It really was.
That's
Because
why
I never.
you were sincerely missed this year, and then Mike couldn't go, and I went solo. Like,
Well,
in a year that I've been beaten up anyways, go by yourself, Brian. That's what happened. So it was and I ended up going 2 days longer than I anticipated due to some scheduling mix-ups. So I ended up there a day early and stayed a day late. So it was like, talk about being alone. But I had a lot
Well, hey, you enjoyed it.
to think about myself.
You enjoyed it. Okay. I wish I could be there, honestly. I'm gonna try to go. I don't know. I don't know when I could. I need to get a job first. Okay, that's the first thing, hands down. And it's it's hard out here. I need to learn Finnish. I'm actually starting Finnish classes next week. So,
And that's different than finishing school, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
For sure.
Exactly. But here we go again. There we go. It just wants to be. There we go.
Refreshes. It's interesting.
Refresh. I don't know. But CCA is a very interesting thing for people that don't know what CCA is. I didn't know what it was before you invited me to it. It's in a, where Christian comedians come together and talk shop, hang out, actually meet each other. Because honestly, in the comedy scene, when you first go into open mics and stuff like that, I mean, honestly, it's hard to find anybody that's else is a Christian or has those values and wants to do comedy. So you were the first person that like I, bumped into when I got to Phoenix and moved there, which honestly was a crazy, thing by God alone, because I wasn't there, but maybe almost a month. And then I bumped into you. And then that's when we got connected and started like, girl, hey, we started talking, and then we went and did shows and stuff like that, because I don't know, it was really cool. But then whenever I went to CCA, it was really just a unique experience, because it really opened my mind to like of how many people are also doing this as well. And
There's
really
a lot
nice
more than
seeing
you
that.
would think. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely a lot more than you would think. And what's cool too is like about CCA too is the fact that you get to meet so many people from around the country. So if you're going to be doing shows in other states, you can at least contact them and say, hey, I'm going to be your way. And you got somebody to go grab, coffee with or dinner and hang out with, so it's nice. And, because of CCA, I've done shows, with Rhonda Corey and Dory and some other comics, so I got to go to Texas. I've been to Rhode Island, Kentucky for June shows, all that. So, I mean, it's a lot of different, get out and see the country a little bit too.
No, it really was really nice, because I honestly haven't seen that much of the country either. Other than that, I went to like Texas, and I was born and raised in Arkansas. I moved out to Arizona. But other than that, I really haven't explored much of the country itself. So CCA was really cool because it allowed us to go to Indiana. Never been there before. We went to Tennessee and that kind of stuff. So it was really cool getting to have that experience and having those gigs, because I don't know, it really motivated me, honestly, by you inviting me to that, because it was like a great way for, I don't know, sometimes I guess the open mics can be quite depressing sometimes whenever you're just like trying to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. It is, because it's like I can't relate to any of these people, and I don't talk about any of the things that you talk about, and I have different sets of values. And then whenever you invite me to this, and then it's other people who are just, making jokes that are this, similar to you, in the sense that, you're trying to keep the same morals and values and glorify God with it. It's just super motivational. And
yeah,
it's super cool.
I think too, it's like in the regular comedy scene, the secular scene, you have your guard up,
Yes.
And it's not that you're judging these people at all. It's just they live a different life. They don't have the same beliefs that you do. So you have to step cautiously as to who you invest your time with sometimes. But I always feel like there's on the regular secular scene, there's a lot of measuring going on between I'm better than this person and all that. And CCA for me, when first year I went, it was funny. I came in with that attitude, like kind of sizing people up, and I realized this is not that at all. I mean, it took about 20 minutes for me to relax and go, these are just great people that you can talk to. Yeah. Nobody's trying to be better than anybody else here. You know, we're all serving a purpose on the same journey here. So, so with that, it's been fantastic. Like even the way we structure the open mic, you know, is to do it so that first timers get to do whatever they want. And then after that, if you've been there before and you're a seasoned veteran, you have to do new material, because then it levels the playing field. Everybody's just doing the best they can. It's not like I'm going to go do greatest hits, because I mean, there are people who are better known in that room for sure, that have a following and have been doing comedy for 20 plus years and are known nationally. It's unfair for them to go up and just kill with their tried and true material. The greatest comment was that I was laughing about was Haas Ridgway this year got up and he was like into like 2 jokes, and it was a bumpy road. I mean, they're all new jokes. And he goes, whoever's idea to do new jokes only, I hate you right now. That was pretty funny. So, but we're all just having a good time. And so it's kind of just, it is what it is supposed to be, which is a support retreat for everybody to get off the road and just kind of be able to just refocus their attention as to why they're doing this, what their journey is, you know, where God wants to put them, and then just hang out, network, and just meet some new people and have some fun. So, and then every once in a while, one of those people branches off, moves to Finland, and you don't see him anymore.
Oh,
just how it goes.
Oh, no, man. I love, and I really do miss the American culture right now. I'm telling you, this podcast episode is so great, just being able to talk with you, because it's about the little slice of home that I get to have, you know, just because out here, it really is. The comedy scene is completely different out here. I've noticed there's not many open mics in Helsinki. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to start one and look at different bars and coffee shops or some place to where, I don't know. I think I've just been praying about it, and God's just kind of opened my heart to the fact that I don't know. I believe that in Arizona, I was very selfish in the sense that I was always trying to look for an opportunity for me. And, you know, but I don't know, because.
But you're trying to start your career in comedy, that kind of thing. So you've got to, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say how much selfish that is, other than working on the craft and trying to get established. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's not.
You weren't walking around pumping your chest going, I'm Dawson.
No.
Sit up, everybody.
No, but it's like also at the same time, like I love going to these open mics because I don't know when there's going to be a gospel opportunity or when there's like somebody that just needs like I don't know. I've had some people that a hug, yes, you know, and like I've witnessed that just in the Phoenix scene, that a lot of these guys just like, you know, they really do need to feel the love of Jesus, and I really do would like to have like that opportunity of like getting to know the open mic scene a little bit more here. It's just Finnish people are so kind of like, they're kind of to themselves, you know, a lot. So I feel like I'm like, okay, well, what would be the best way to kind of get to know people a little bit more, you know, and just see who would show up.
But comedy's one of those things where it's non-threatening, you know.
Yeah.
We can all just talk. We can kind of laugh together. Going back to the hug thing, I've had 2 occasions where one person I didn't know at all, another person who's become a good friend of mine, pre-shows. It's so funny. It starts off as a joke to me, but I'm kind of not joking when I say it. But if I see stress on somebody, I'm like, you want a hug? And sometimes they'll go, yeah. And then I give them a hug and they're like, man, thanks. You know, recently I did it. I had a comic, he was about to go up and he told me that his girlfriend dumped him 2 hours before that. Mm-hmm. And I could see the stress on him. I said, you want a hug? He goes, yeah, actually. So I gave him a hug. I said, you're gonna be fine, man. Years ago at another student showcase, it wasn't one of my students, but this lady was walking around very stressed out. I said, you okay? And she goes, well, just very stressed out. I said, you want a hug? She goes, sure. Gave her a hug. She went out. She did fine. Actually, like both those people are really good friends of mine now. Just took 2 seconds to give them a little hug, and you're off to the races. So yeah, it goes a long way.
Yeah, you
It goes
really
a
don't
long way
know.
just showing some human interest into somebody.
Yeah, you really don't understand like how simple it is, just a little impact that you can have on someone's day just by doing something so simple as just giving them a hug or offering it.
I went on my cruise with my family,
Yeah.
and I came back, and Kirsta at the club.
Yes.
So, I'd be gone. I've been gone over a week, and I walked over. I said, "Hey," and I put my head. She had like her hand full of menus, and I walked up. I put my head on her shoulder, and I said, "Hello, I missed you." And she goes, "Oh my gosh!" She started. She goes, "I don't know what it is about you, but oh my gosh, you're making me cry." I'm like, "Don't cry." I'm just trying to say hello. It's just so funny, but
Oh man.
I don't. I mean, I think she had some stuff going on that day, but.
Yeah.
That's what my grandma does whenever I miss her call and call her back 5 minutes later.
She's just like, "Dawson."
And she's like, I haven't talked to you. Yeah, exactly. Puts her hand up in the air. She's praising God. She hasn't talked to me since last week. I don't know. I just tried calling you and you missed my call.
It's funny though, I can't drive past an In-N-Out and not think of you. The Circle K on that corner and the In-N-Out across the street, that's one thing. But any In-N-Out, because really, I don't go to In-N-Out that much. I don't think I've been to In-N-Out maybe once since you've left.
Once?
Yeah, as soon as that one opens up, maybe I'll go to In-N-Out today.
Yes. You have to go to In-N-Out today. On me. I'll cash app you.
I'll order the Dawson special.
I'll cash app you. You go. You go on me.
That's insane.
Well, hey, look, all the times, like, come on, for old time's sake, I'll cash app you at least so you can get a chocolate shake with it.
I'm not sure what the conversion rate is. Maybe you don't want to do that.
Oh, the conversion on Cash App. Look, I've kept my American account. Okay, I'm not gonna completely. I got some bills to pay.
You haven't bought in 100%.
No, the conversion rate's terrible here. It is absolutely. I had $500 in cash, and I converted it over, and I got maybe $350 back.
Wow. Ugh.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's rough.
No, they didn't even take a lot either. It wasn't like they took a crazy amount for their little percentage, but I was shocked by what I got back because I don't know, as Americans, you think going around with the American dollar, you're kind of like, oh, it can't be that crazy, but it is. When you go to Europe, I guess, I mean, it completely shocked me because Europe's, I guess, euro is doing a little bit better right now. I don't know.
It's not like Americans going into Mexico.
Exactly. No, it is completely different, but I kept my American account for right now because I still got some credit, adult thing. I got some credit card stuff I got to pay off, and it's just easier to but
Do it that way, sure.
I just can't contact anybody in America now. I don't know, if I have to contact the bank or contact or whatever, it costs me over international fees.
Oh, I was gonna say you can't get the bank to sign up for WhatsApp.
Yeah. I gotta send them a link. Be like, hey, can you sign up for WhatsApp and call me real quick? I need to talk about me transferring over funds. Can you please? Thank you.
Okay, hold on. That'd be great.
No.
Yeah, the phone call's got to be expensive.
No, I don't know how much it is exactly, but yeah, getting everybody to transfer over to WhatsApp was probably the biggest pain that I didn't think I would ever have to go through. Like getting my grandma, my mom, everybody is just like, I'm like, it's just WhatsApp. Like, just download this.
The phone number is completely different too, right?
Yeah, I have a Finnish phone number now. Yeah.
But yeah, WhatsApp takes care of that anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was until Rosa, honestly.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd used it once in the past because I had a friend of mine went to Spain for over a month and said, "Here, get this so we can still communicate."
That's cool.
So
Speaking of which, whenever I first told you about Rosa, what was your immediate thought?
Scam.
Scam.
I mean, I didn't see her. I didn't know what your conversations were. I didn't know anything that was going on. It just felt like it's weird. I mean, I'm from a different generation, obviously, so it's kind of like, okay, yeah.
But you still drove me to the airport, though.
But yeah,
That's crazy. That.
I had met her by that point. Well, are you talking about going to meet her?
Yeah, y'all still drove me to the airport. No.
No, by that time I was fine because I'd even talk to her over Zoom at that point. I popped in at one point when you guys saw that it was a real person.
That's funny because my mom was the same way. She was like, make sure she's not AI.
Well, the thing is too, because I have another friend of mine who met this girl at school here, and she was from Panama, and they started dating, and nobody had met her at all.
Wow.
And then a year had gone by, we still had not met her, and then she moved to Panama, and then he'd always talk about her. I'm like, are you lying? Like, what's the deal? And then he decided to move to Panama to be with her, and I'm like, and there was all this talk about trying to bring her here. I just kept thinking, I don't know who this person is. We've never met her. We've never seen a picture, nothing. And so he moved to Panama down there for about, I think he was there for 3 or 4 months. And then he hated it there, moved back here. And then it was all this work to try to get her here. And I kept thinking, that's so weird. He's just working so hard to get her here in the States. Anyways, but she ended up coming, finally met her. She's the sweetest girl on the planet. They've gotten married. They've been married now for, I don't know, 12 years or whatever. So that whole situation was already in my head by the time. And then, so it was only brief until, like, like I said, I heard you talking to her. I met her real quick over Zoom and all that and realized it's a real person. Then my guard went down very quickly for you. As your Japanese father, I have to look out for you. So
I was wondering what you were doing behind the scenes because you really didn't show me much emotion whenever I told you this. You were kind of like, oh, all right.
Well, plus at first too, you were like, yeah, this is just a friend of mine. And that's kind of what it was. You guys weren't.
It really wasn't like.
You hadn't met each other in person. So it wasn't like there was anything. I don't know what can happen. So, yeah. So, and then like, Rosa, really? This isn't some Spanish girl?
That I didn't think about that. There's actually a lot of.
But after meeting her, she's a sweetheart. She's great. You guys are perfect.
Thank you.
So
I'm telling you
that was evident from the minute you guys met each other.
I'm telling you, that means a lot, honestly.
And I have the pictures to prove it.
You do have the pictures. You were taking them, man.
It was very sweet, you two meeting and everything else. So it was just, I don't know. It was just neat to be a part of all that. And look at you now.
Oh yeah. And then, and we took her to like the American staple right off the bat. We went to Applebee's.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah.
It's funny too, is like even Rosa's situation with coming here and the Airbnb situation, it was kind of a mini version of you. Like, we got to get her out of there.
It was, oh dude, that Airbnb situation was weird. I don't know, dude.
There's some weird people out there.
Yes, so I'm glad that we got her out of there, but you were running a rescue camp there for a little bit.
Now, I'm gonna put Carrie on that one more than me on that. Carrie was pretty quick to be like, get her out of there now. It's like Black Ops operation. All right, everybody go. Synchronize watches. Let's go.
Let's go. Bust through the door. Careless Whisper playing. All right, we're.
Yeah, we have the asset. Let's go. And Rosa's like, why is there a towel over my head? Shut up.
It's part of the protocol.
Your accent's going to give it away. But, yeah. So it's good.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, I got my copy. This is a shout out to this is Brian's album, Secret Asian Man. I don't know if it'll show up mirrored. Actually, it probably won't. Go stream it. Go on Spotify. I actually moved. That was part of the reason why I moved to Finland, is just so he can have some international listeners.
Yep.
Bam.
Speaking of which, too, Nick Hoff's new special came out, which, so Nick Hoff's new special, America, the Final Season, which is the greatest title ever, came out on Tuesday. Dawson, you and I both opened for him when he recorded, so we got to see it firsthand. If you go to the album, which is on Spotify, you can hear you, Dawson, say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Hoff."
It felt great.
Yeah.
It really did.
You didn't make the cut for the video, but you were in the audio version. So,
dude, I'll be honest. I wish there was just like a glimpse of me because of the sweater I was wearing that night. That's why I wanted to know if I made the cut.
You know what's weird too is I found the picture of us online.
Yes.
It's on my Instagram, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know where I have that picture other than Instagram. I don't know where it is.
I can send you all the because I have all the rest of them.
Did you take that picture?
It was on my phone, those pictures, yes.
Okay. I just don't know why I don't have it in my feed since I posted it too, you know. But what was I going to say about that? Oh, there's one shot where I remember you and I sitting in the audience on one of the late night shows. And there's a shot, I can't tell, it might be me. And if so, you might be in the shot because you were sitting at the table next to me. So
we'll have to go find this.
Toward the end, it's a cutaway to the audience.
It's towards the end?
Yeah, and I can't tell if it's me or not.
Hey, I will investigate this.
Because I was watching it when it premiered, so I haven't gone back and watched it and gone through it though.
I cannot believe I woke up before it premiered.
I was shocked you were up.
Well, I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning because this is the news that I had for you too. I am potentially an actor.
Oh. I'm not shocked by that.
No, it was through a friend of friends. And so there's this friend of Rosa's. Well, actually, I'm really bad with how it goes down the family line. I think it's her brother's sister's husband.
Got it.
Okay, there we go. All right. He knew somebody that needed like actors and actresses every so often, so she'll post on Facebook, and he goes, well, if she posts anything, like, just see if you're interested in doing it. And there happened to be this role of they needed an American, like in their early 20s or like mid 20s, early 30s, that kind of thing. And it's for a video game. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it all entails. They didn't give me a lot of information, but all I know is that it's for voice acting. So,
but it's for the Finnish market though, right? So it's like what, Grand Theft Public Transportation?
Yeah, exactly. Grand Theft Hugs. I think something like that.
Hey guys, I'm from America. Boom boom. You walk on the subway.
Oh my god.
Or the train, whatever it is.
But yeah,
that's cool.
I went in for that gig and I said my lines, and it worked out pretty perfect.
That accent, and then they went too American.
Yeah, exactly. No, she actually was like, she was like, well, she's like, oh man, like, because I know how acting people go, like, they're like, oh, they always want to hype it up. But I did believe her when she was like, we don't really have many Americans here. And I was like, I can believe that for the market. And so I don't know. Between that and then I potentially through that as well, she was like, hey, let me get your details down because I might have a modeling gig for you. I was like, modeling? What is this?
Well, that doesn't have to do with being an American.
No, that
just has to do with just being just sexy.
Well, there's this shipping company called Posty, and I guess they need someone on the cover, baby. Like this, I'll be holding a package, I guess, with a smile. Yes. I'm really excited because it would be pretty funny.
You in mailman shorts. I love it. That's a great.
Well, if I'm like advertised out here, like where the bus stops are, and they have like the advertisements on the side, and
That would be the greatest thing.
I genuinely would. It would be great. I would love that. So I would take a picture and send it to you immediately.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be great, man.
Well, I would love
a whole nother career there.
Well, dude, I would have to apply for Posty afterwards after that. And they're like, so what got you interested in the job? I'm like, have you seen the... have you... Oh, they're like, oh, I knew you looked familiar.
Have you seen my bench and my bus?
Yeah.
People walking down the street. It's Posty Boy.
It's Posty. Exactly. But it is...
That's cool, man.
It is cool. I don't know. That was the Lord working, man. For real, because I don't know what I was going to do out here for a job wise, because I tried at all the American establishments, Burger King, McDonald's. They told me that my resume looked good, but I just wasn't a fit. I don't know.
You are too much the 2-all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, onion,
ketchup
on sesame seed bun.
I think too, it's like they just wanted someone with a bachelor's degree to work back there. And
McDonald's?
I guess, I don't know.
Man, how are they building these sandwiches?
Dude, the job market here is pretty tough right now, I think, because just from what I've looked up, and I think even people that are like have degrees and stuff like that, they're just like trying to find whatever job they can get a hold of. So you are competing against people who have degrees and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't compete with that. I mean, if this dude's got a bachelor's degree and he wants to flip patties, I mean, they'll probably give it to him.
Well, I even know what's the weird thing too is like, here now, like the McDonald's by the house here. I mean, everything's got the kiosk now, and your rewards points. Everything's cheaper at McDonald's if you have the app and the rewards points. But it's such a hassle to go through the drive-through. It's much faster to go through the kiosk and just do your stuff. But you save so much more money doing that. But there's one guy behind the counter who just kind of just sits there. He basically gives you your cup to go drink, and that's it. Every once in a while, some really old guy will come in and go, "Can I just order here?" "Sure, what do you want?" "Medium."
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the only time they get an order, Or if the kiosk doesn't work, and then he's got to like manually do it. But other than that, nobody talks to you anymore.
No.
$3.45, and then they give you your bag, and you're like, "Thank you. Well, I ordered it for here, but whatever. Let's just waste more. Give me a bag for no reason." Okay.
Well, they call out a random number and finish here, and I have to figure it out if it's me or not. I'm like, I've waited 10 extra minutes longer just because I didn't know they called my number yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, was that me? Like.
Yeah. Interesting.
It is. Well, shopping's a whole nother level too. I mean, because since Rose is working, I put the apron on and I got to go to the store.
You're a good man.
Oh, dude, it feels great. It feels really great, especially like when you're supposed to like feel like you hear sermons, you're the leader of the house, you're the man, and then I put an apron on and I'm cooking salmon. All right. Like I don't really.
That's what happens, man.
Oh yeah. You're the provider. I'm like, oh.
Carrie and my wife had a medical procedure done Tuesday.
Nice.
It was nothing serious. It was a routine check called a colonoscopy. Anyways, she'll probably hate me telling the world this right now.
It's a pain in the butt. It
is. Oof. I'm biting my tongue on the rest of the comments. Anyways, so, but I had to make dinner that night, so luckily all she wanted was grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. So, and I killed it.
You killed it?
I killed it.
Let's go.
No,
she even said these were really good. I'm like, I think you're starving because you haven't eaten in 2 days. So, but they were pretty good.
I feel the same way as you do though about cooking because I didn't have to cook at all whenever I was single, really. And honestly, I didn't realize how much of the luxury it was that you have some kind of food establishment every so often, like an In-N-Out or something. Because here, you do have that, but Also, it's so expensive here. Like, I mean, it's getting pretty expensive in the States too, but like here, they really do kind of like pin you to kind of like, all right, are you making a wise decision? You know? And so I really had to step up my game other than spaghetti and eat that for 5 days in a row. And because that was my specialty.
There's something to leftovers. I mean, it's a necessary thing. Leftovers in your life.
It is.
I mean, we'll do, like use a crock pot. Is that a thing there? People use a crock pot?
I have not seen it. That's actually a good thing. I should have brought a crock pot and blown everybody's mind here in Europe.
Yeah. What is this? But I mean, we'll do like a roast or something, and we can, pick off that for a couple days after the fact,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of good. Pasta's the same way. Carrie was always making pasta in the house. That would last a couple days or one day, depending on if Kia was home. But Carrie's still making all the meals for the team, which is crazy because the golf team now is, I think there's 4 more girls on the team. So the team got bigger.
So there's like, what, 20?
I think it is 20 now.
I knew it.
18 to 20. So she's going to be cooking for them on Wednesday nights. I'm like,
at the house?
Yeah. I mean, I never got any of those meals anyways, because I'm always at the open mic. Man. So there's hardly ever any leftovers for me. Now there's not going to be any leftovers for me. But that's okay, because I'm at the lowest weight I've been at all year.
Oh, speaking of which, how's that going? You look great, by the way.
Thanks. I wasn't fishing for a compliment there, but
I know.
No, I went on the cruise. I gained like 6 pounds on the cruise, but I finally lost because I hit my low before the cruise, gained 6, and I'm back down to where I was. So hopefully, if I can, just need to lose a couple more pounds, and I'll be under 200 pounds for the first time in 20 years. So,
no, now that I'm married, I'm waiting for that marriage weight to hit so I can finally be normal weight. So,
trying to get up to your normal weight.
Yeah, trying so the doctors can stop telling me I'm under.
You and I both just trying to get back to our normal weights.
Yeah, the journey.
You being way under, me being way over. So it's good. No, I just, I don't know, just watching what I'm eating. And then the fact too, that like we were just saying, I mean, food costs so much now. It's like,
yes,
not going out to eat as much as possible anymore. Just do what I have to. The bare minimum.
Dude, I made homemade tortillas the other day.
Wow.
I don't know where that came from. I really don't.
That's cool.
It was very easy. It's just simple ingredients.
Sounds very good, actually.
It's like, I think there's just like 4 ingredients that are involved in it. Like there's like baking powder, salt, olive oil, flour, and water, and you mix it all up together, and then you can make at least almost like anywhere between like 8 to 10 good sized tortillas.
Then you cut them up, deep fry them, and make chips.
I haven't done that yet. That's a good one.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah. But with the tortillas, you just let the dough sit out for like 15 minutes. And then you can start pressing it and then heat it up on a little frying pan. And then you just minute on one side, a minute on the other, and then throw it keep it warm.
I like a good flour tortilla. That's for sure. That's a weakness.
A flour. Yes.
So, when my dad, this is, again, what's this podcast about? So my dad was a farmer, right? So we had a lot of migrant farm workers that worked. And sometimes these ladies would make these just amazing flour tortillas. And then a lot of people will back me up on this. The proper way to heat a flour tortilla is just to turn your burner on and then throw it on it and then just kind of flip it to heat it. That's real old school. Anyway, I remember just like heating those up, eating, like just even dipping it in hot sauce or salsa or something is just like the best. So, but you can gain a lot of weight just sitting around eating a flour tortilla, especially with nothing in it, because it's harder to get, you just eat a little too fast, get full too quick.
Well, I used to work with just all Mexicans on a golf course. I was the only white guy. And I loved the tortilla. I did not understand the versatility of a tortilla until I worked with them. And dude, they used it as napkins. They were like,
Oh yeah.
It's just all kinds of stuff.
I mean, the simplicity of a tortilla with butter on it is great.
Yeah. It's simple.
You can make pretty much anything with it. I mean, it's great.
Well, no, and then they carry cash all the time on them. I'm not the one guy. I was in charge of collecting golf balls. So that's what I would do for like some side money, because these rich people, they're on the golf course. They just hit them in the woods and they're like, whatever, you know. But that's like a nice golf ball. So I would go pick it up as I was mowing, and then I would collect a lot of golf balls, like a few hundred of them, like hundreds of golf balls by the end of the month. And I would hand it over to my man Jose, and he would in exchange hand me some cash. Well, I'm not kidding. He pulled out some cash, and then some tortillas came along with it.
Nice.
Yeah,
they just always have tortillas on them at all times. It's
the superfood.
Dude, they clean their cars with it. I'm not. Yes. Okay. Brian. Okay, here's the thing. I am going to send you the recipe that I use. And next time we do a podcast together, it's going to be a cooking podcast, and we're going to make tortillas together.
Okay.
I want to do that.
Nothing tastes better than a tortilla recipe from an American who lives in Finland.
It's an American recipe.
Authenticity of it. I love it.
I think it's American. All I know is it turns out great, because it reminds me of the taco truck that I used to go to whenever I was in Phoenix. Their tortillas. So it's a solid recipe.
You know, I'm giving you a little bit of guff over that, but I do realize that my white mother, used to make Japanese New Year's every year, because once she had the recipe, she would do everything. So it was great. So. Which is this whole conversation is making me hungry now.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, we've been on this thing for a while.
Yeah.
1 hour 20. So before we go, do you have any tour dates? Do you have any things that you're willing to add to?
That cat has an opinion.
I can't believe it. Yeah, she's pretty loud. She's hungry. I think it's just all the tortilla talk.
True. Let's see. What do I have coming up? I got a show on Friday, which nobody can go to. I had a canceled show next week. Nobody's going to. I have various gigs coming up, but none of them any of your audience locally will go to. What else is going on? I'm writing a book, and I got another comedy special I'm working on right now. So things are in the works. I'll let you know. We'll do a big premiere.
There you go. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just wanted you to take that time to just. I actually am curious of what was going on. But yeah, you're writing that book. So
yeah,
I guess tell me a little bit about the book real quick. I mean, honestly, you told me a little bit about it, but
yeah. So the idea basically is like years ago, Steve Martin wrote a book called Cruel Shoes, and it's just a book of like short essays and things. And then several years later, he wrote Pure Drivel, which was a lot of different articles and essays he wrote for, I think it was the New Yorker, that was republished. But it got me thinking, because I don't want to write an autobiography, because my life's not that interesting other than the Dawson chapters. But other than that,
am I in it?
Are you in it? No, not at this point. I'll see what I can do. but I've got stuff that I've written over the years when I did my radio show, and then some stuff I've done for shows that I've written specialty material for certain shows. So I'm just going to collaborate with myself, grab a lot of that stuff, and then write some new stuff too. There's some sketches too that didn't get on that album that you were holding earlier.
Okay.
So I'm going to rewrite those, kind of repurpose them. So be an easy read book. It's what I want it to be. So that's what I want to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I don't know. I've never read Steve Martin's book. I didn't even know he had a book, so I need to read that. Yeah, because that'd be.
He's got several books.
He's got several?
He's written some novels, and then he's got like Cruel Shoes sold. I don't even know how many it sold. It sold a ton. It's out of print now. I mean, I bought mine used online. But there's it's in my bag. But there's a lot. I mean, yeah, he's written a lot of stuff. So he's a real Renaissance guy. He'd be my comedy guy that I look to the most in terms of how he's diversified everything that he does, from acting to music to his books, written movies, written plays, his 2-man show with Martin Short, just all kinds of things. So just his art, he did art. There's a lot of paintings and stuff too. But he takes time out and just does that for a while, and then he goes back to something else and just mixes it up. So I think every comic needs to diversify a little bit. Actually, everybody needs to diversify stuff in their life too. So
for sure.
It's funny that you say the cooking thing, because I've been interested in trying to cook more. The cat fall off and hurt itself.
Dude, that cat is hungry. Dude. If you saw how high this cabinet is, like, I don't know if you can. Okay, can you see a little glimpse?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, she's trying to hop onto that thing, that wooden.
That's a lot
the top of it, dude. She got pretty high. I kind of want to sign her up for the Olympics now, honestly.
That cat's got some moxie, thinking it can get up there. I got this.
Well, sign her up for the high jump is what I say. I mean, that was incredible, dude. Try if any dog can do that.
Yeah, no. There should be an animal Olympics like that.
There should be. Like, I would love to see like a pole vaulting cat or some kind of
talking like those dog shows where they go in and out between the things and go through the thing, like legit thing. See, I'd watch a high jump with a cat.
I would.
I'd definitely watch a pole vault with a cat.
That would be that's what I'm saying. Well, okay, so the crazy thing to me is I've always been raised around dogs. So Rosa the other day, the cat was on the couch, and the cat started scratching at the couch, and then so she just tossed her off, like just grabbed her and tossed her off. And I was like, you can't. I was like, what? Oh, I forgot she wasn't a dog. And I was like, wait, like, this is crazy. The cat always lands on its feet, so I would like to see how high you can test that. Like, how high. I've seen cats jump out of buildings. The videos. Have you seen videos of that? It's insane. I don't know how it works, but I would watch that Olympics any day.
The cat drop.
The cat drop. I would watch that any day.
His technique.
Imagine being announcers for the cat, like the cat drop. Oh, the way that she just whips her tail around. Oh, the elegance. It must have taken her years to practice. That's once every 4 years.
Fluffy's on the edge of the building and looking very prepared here. Closing the eyes, tail between the legs, and she's off. Double half pike up and on all fours.
Oh, she's getting first place.
9, boo. The Swedish judge gives her a 6.
Oh, always the Swede.
Watching.
Yeah, she deserves first place and a catnip sponsor. It'd be great.
Be on the cover of Cat Wheaties.
Cat Wheaties.
I don't know what that is. Cool.
Meow Phelps. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. But man, Brian, it has been great talking to you, dude. are a cherished person always in my heart. I think about you all the time. I cannot wait to come back to the States because literally whenever we plan to go back to the States again, Phoenix is our first thing that we're going to when we get back.
I told Carrie we should come out and visit you guys.
You're going to come to Finland?
I don't know. We talked about it.
Oh.
It was a very brief conversation. Don't get too excited.
Oh, Brian.
I got 2 kids in college now, so
I know. I'm not
have to wait.
I'm not getting too hyped up, but I'm just saying because in my life, I've always had to be like if my friends wanted to meet up in Arkansas or whatever, I would always be the one to go to Arkansas because it was just convenient, out of convenience and stuff. And I'm like, wow, I'm seeing who's the first one to come out to Finland. I really am because my friends were like, oh yeah, we'll plan a trip and like next summer we'll come. I'm like, we'll see.
My guess would be it's not going to be any open micers. They just don't have the money.
No.
Probably the odds of somebody from an old friend of yours from Arkansas. An old friend of yours from Arkansas, that might be more realistic, I would think. Like one of your older friends from Arkansas.
I would love to give a tour. I just would love to do this. Just have the opportunity. Someone gets off the plane. By
the time I make it though to Finland, you're probably going to be this international model anyway.
Oh yeah.
For posto.
For just a bunch of post offices. That's it. That's all. I'd be international model for post offices.
You're going to be known as the mailman.
Yes, the mailman. I will proudly take that title.
Yeah, you go. It's gonna be you with a hat on, be like holding the package. It's cool, man. I hope that happens for you.
Oh, that would be so funny. Just the way the Lord works. If that happened, I would genuinely. I don't know. It's so funny.
Keep growing your hair out. You'll be like the Fabio of Finland.
Fabio Finland.
You'll be down all the way down your back.
Yeah. The sauna doesn't start until I walk in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
All right. You make that happen.
No, I will. But, man, it was great talking to you. Man, we need to do this again. Next time will be Brian and Dawson cook together. How about that?
All right. We'll get it figured out. I'll be in my kitchen. You'll be in yours.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Moi.
Moi.